Oh my God, we can start showing comments on the stage. Oh no, you can't. You have to. Oh, it's a. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. Hello, 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 hi. How's everybody doing? Hopefully good. Hey, 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 J, 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 J. How you doing, Jay? Hey, Angela. How is everyone? Doing good. That's awesome. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I've been packing, getting ready to go. Um, I'll be going out of town tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. I got everything packed and I'm not like at the last minute packing now. So I'm excited because I'm usually like at the last minute packing stuff. What can I say? I'm usually like a last minute packer. Make sure when you guys come in to hit that like button for me. It seems as if our friend Gypsy has joined us on YouTube. She's joined us on YouTube, y'all. I don't know why, how, when, where, but she is here. And it looks as if she's hit her like 20 or she's about to hit 20K subscribers on YouTube. And she looks like she's doing family vlogs. It's a family channel with her, Ken, and the baby. So all right, I'm going to make a post. I just made the post. Perfect. Okay. You said I'm a late packer and it takes me a week to unpack. She won't stay long, hopefully. I don't know, honestly. It looks like she's been posting. Um, what is this one? She's been posting every couple of days. She's been posting. Well, let me see, latest. Yeah, every couple of days she's been posting. So she's a little bit. She's consistent for the most part. Um, I had a theory in why she may be doing this. I had a theory in why she may be doing this, and I think one of the reasons why she may be doing it is because she doesn't like a lot of the content creators here on YouTube. So with her like not liking a lot of the content creators here on YouTube, she feels like by coming over here, she can get the content creators on YouTube to cover her on here to get more traction to her YouTube channel, to cover her videos on here, get more traction to her YouTube channel, try to hit them with copyright strikes, try to get them and their channels taken down, things of that nature. I don't know what her purpose was for making a YouTube channel. She could have did it a long time ago. She just didn't. So it just seems like it's family stuff. So will it affect her that a lot of her comments are off? Not really. I don't think it will, but I'm gonna look at one of these and I'm gonna pause it in between here. The most popular one seems to be this one, Lazy Sunday. And she does have her comments turned off because she knows that YouTube, if I had to be honest, with all of the social networks that she's on, YouTube is the least forgiving to her by far. YouTube is the least forgiving to her. So if she left those comments on, there would be tons and tons and tons of negative comments under there. Whereas like places on Instagram or TikTok, she could get away with. She could get away with that type of stuff, but not on YouTube, because YouTube has like kind of built a platform that's mostly anti, so I don't think she would be able to get away with more than 80% of her comments being negative comments. And I feel like that's what turned her off from TikTok. Somebody said that she got banned from TikTok, but I feel like what really turned her off from TikTok is that when she came for Ryan, a lot of her followers on TikTok turned against her. So she's like, I want a fresh start. And her fresh start, she thinks she's going to be on YouTube without the comments on. So we'll see what's going on over here. This is one day ago. A lazy Sunday morning. Can I? Oh, I can't. I'm gonna try to speed it up. Hang on.
Much better day than it was yesterday. Yesterday was working all day. November. Hey, Parker. I say you smell that. Okay, so I can fart. Yeah. When you farted. Okay, so I just got Aurora the Finding Nemo
Jess
jumper. It is recommended for ages 6 months to 12 months, so she's got 1 more month till she can start using it. But I'm gonna open it up. Super excited.
I already kind of see what kind of YouTuber Gypsy's going to be. I think she's going to be like a vlogger. Nothing wrong with that, but she just gets straight into it. Let's just get straight into it. No intro, nothing. We need nothing. We're getting straight into the action. Yes. I mean, because she already has a following, it might be fine because people are nosy and want to know what's going on with her. She streamlined right into the action, guys.
Thank you.
For you. Look at Mama's building for you. You see that? You see that? That's little squirt. Little squirt, you don't need that. You don't ever be but you will. You will.
Dory.
Dory.
We got like all of like the little friends. Mr. Ray. They call him Mr. Ray.
Mr. Ray.
The shark. Bruce. That was.
Where's her pacifier?
There should be one that was in her crib. Some bubbles. I tell you what, this one is really nice with all the colors.
Okay, I'm nosy. I'm nosy. Y'all know I'm kind of like a nosy person. Welcome if you're just joining, hit that like button. Gypsy's opening her baby's plaything, okay, and it has all these plastic, cool things. I mean, mobiles. What is this, like a swing? Did you all see Ken and Gypsy talking with some children on OmeTV? No, I saw a post about it, right? But I didn't know what that meant. So Lisa, if you could tell us a little bit more about what OmeTV is and what that means and why it's concerning, because I did see a post. I was on TikTok. She doesn't really even come up in my For You page as much anymore, but every once in a while I do get some Gypsy stuff. So I got that, but I'm nosy, so I want to know how much this costs, right? They have evolved. Like, she's pulled out like 10 different things that go on the sides. I remember back in my day, it was like you were lucky to have somewhere to sit and you just kind of kicked your feet and got where you needed to go. But this thing has like all of these elaborate plastic sea animals. I just want to know how much it costs. I'm nosy, okay?
It's native. 24-hour moisturizing body.
Absolutely not. We have ads here, guys. Sorry about that.
I like the concept.
Is she just
Oh,
reading?
it's always so nice whenever like it's all put together. You're putting it together, that's the pain. You burnt the bacon?
No.
Okay, so I got the basic frame up. Now I need to.
Hang on. Y'all are telling me some stuff. Hold on. Hold the hell on. Because wait a minute. All right. So how much do you guys think the jumper is? How much do you guys think the jumper is? I'll let you guys guess how much the jumper is. Okay. We're going to pull Gypsy down for a second while you guys guess how much this jumper is. Okay. It's an app for children to get together. Anxious Aunt Crime did a great awareness video because for ages she said she wouldn't show the baby at all. She's giving herself permission to show baby now, but saying vlog won't center around baby. So she's showing Aurora's face. She's showing Aurora's face now. I mean, I really don't take anything she says at face value. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? I really don't take anything Miss Gypsy Rose BLANCHARD says at face value. She's told us that she was getting off social media 17 times now. Like, it's your main source of income. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And we know that. And it's fine. So just stop, like, with the gaslighting and all that, because we're kind of getting tired. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to continuously hear this from you. But you said 80. Some people said $80, $230. Okay, I'm going to share it from the Disney Baby website. It is a nice jumper. I'm going to say that. It's one of the nicest jumpers I've ever seen in my day. Okay. So is the price on there? Price isn't on there. I thought it was. I saw a price on there, but it's at Walmart. So let's buy it from Walmart. Well, I'm not going to buy it, but let's see if we were to buy it from Walmart. That would probably be our best price, right? It would be, and you could get it from Amazon too. But if we were to get it from Walmart, because I'm nosy, we're looking at $120. I'm sorry, $130 at Walmart. You know, you have to pocket watch a little bit. Because it's a nice, do you think it's worth $129? I don't know. It got a lot going on there. So look at that. Yeah, there's a lot going on. A lot than the walkers I remember, but hey. So that's the price of it. Who was the closest? Let's see. Lindsay Lou was the closest. Well, yeah, Lindsay Lou was the closest, but hang on one second, y'all. I'm gonna move back over to Gypsy putting this thing together. It just seems like Ken likes to kind of care for the baby a little bit more, and Gypsy kind of like, let me stop. Let me just not start off this by being messy. I want to be nice. I want to enjoy some nice family fun, you know. That's all I want to do. I don't want to be messy. She only had $50. No, she did not. I heard her talking about she was broke or something. How, Sway? I mean, she is in a house, so that could be part of the reason.
I know. All right, where did everything?
$50. 50.
Let's start with
Could be, but I doubt it very seriously. She strikes me for one of those people that says that Gypsy strikes me for one of those people that like says that they're broke, but they have like $35,000 in their savings account. They're like, I'm broke, I can't do anything. Okay, we can probably speed this part up because I'm not trying to. So have they shown the baby's face yet or not? Because I haven't seen her face. Like I saw the side of her face. Sorry, y'all. My B, y'all.
She's not happy. She just wants you to hold her.
Okay.
Number 8. In there good. This food's in there good.
Okay, we're gonna kind of speed run through this one. Because what? Oh, is it just her setting this up? Is that the whole video?
Baby, you want to come see it? I'll put it together. The only two things that need batteries is right here. So this one will go. This one will go right here like that. I know.
Yeah, I love it.
And then that one will go over there, and it lights up.
Okay, I'll put the batteries in.
I don't know what kind of batteries they take. I think the instructions will tell us.
I will find out.
Right, so this is what we do.
Lazy Sundays. Whole family is here. Look at that, buddy. Look at you. Oh, you're so handsome. So handsome. Baby was cute like me. Don't you wish your baby was so sweet like me? Don't you? Don't you? That's a big smile I wanted to see. That's a big. Don't you wish your baby was so sweet like me? Don't you? Like me. Don't you wish your baby was so sweet like me? Don't you? Don't you? So sweet like me. Don't you? Don't you? That's a big smile I wanted to see. That's a big smile I wanted to see. Yes, yes, yes.
What on earth is going on around here? I think it's because it's sped up. It's because it's sped up. But what was that one? Okay, that was okay. Yeah, the mobile is very cute, but the ending of that was funny. I don't really know like what's going on with these videos here, but it seems like, of course, it's all dealing with like family activities, not. Oh, they went to Hogwarts? That's interesting. It being sped up, I think, is what made it like. I don't know, but that's pretty cute, I guess. She's cooking. I'm trying to see if there's anything like worth reviewing on here. It just seems like generic family content. I don't know if she showed her baby yet. From what I can tell, I've only seen like the side of her face. So, let's see here. Let's see what else is going on.
I'm sorry.
sorry. What is this? I was watching the season finale of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, and I saw this list thing in the background, and so I zoomed in and took a screenshot. It's like a list of care for her baby, like reminders. I'm not sure why you would need reminders. I mean, being a mother is supposed to be like partly instinctual, but anyway, I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But what really gets me is down here it says, do not use the ignore crying method. What do you mean? Because duh, you should not be ignoring her crying. Like, why do you need a reminder for that? To not use the ignore crying method. I don't think that should be a thing. That's deeply disturbing to me. Like, this whole thing it's a little creepy.
Where did she post that at, though? Where did Gypsy post that?
What is this? I was watching the season finale of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, and I saw this list thing in the background, and so I zoomed in and took a screenshot. It's like a list of care for her baby, like reminders. I'm not sure why you would need reminders. I mean, being a mother is supposed to be like partly instinctual, but anyway, I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying it's a little weird. It's a little weird. But what really gets me is down here it says, do not use the ignore crying method.
I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, I'm not necessarily like angry about it, upset about it, but I've never seen anything like that before. But I think it's a good point to make, and I might be reaching when I say this. I guess it's a good point to make that, like, she's so concerned about how everyone views her as a mother. And she was preaching to us that, like, in her book, she was preaching to us that her mom was this overprotective mom. Her mom was this overprotective mom who didn't want to let her live her true life. But when we look at things like this, it's like she's very programmed. Lifetime showed on finally. Wait, is Lifetime showing a show tonight? I thought the season was over. It's over, right? I feel like she can have those traits too. And it's not a crime to be overprotective and want your kid to be okay. But that's the same type of thing she said that Dee was doing.
Well, it looks like Ryan Anderson may get fired from his job yet again because of his entanglement with Gypsy Rose BLANCHARD. Let's talk about it. Now, as you all know, Ryan had a real job before he met Gypsy. He was a school teacher, a job he maintained throughout their relationship until he was ultimately fired because of his relationship with Gypsy Rose. Now, after this, he had a hard time finding another job because of this public relationship and the public's feelings towards Gypsy. But he found another teaching job. And because of Gypsy's recent attack on Ryan, his job is now in jeopardy. Now, as you may be aware, text messages were released. Gypsy leaked these text messages that were sent to her by Ryan, where Ryan had some very choice words to say about Ken, including slurs. Now, it's important to note that these text messages were leaked by Gypsy just soon after she threatened to punch back 10 times harder in a video she posted on her social media. Well, it looks like she did. And now social media has done its thing. These text messages have been shared on TMZ, and people are calling and reaching out to Ryan Anderson's job, where he is a teacher, trying to get him fired. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and make sure to drop a follow for more.
That was a person.
It looks like Ryan Anderson may get fired from his...
I don't think he's going to get fired. I don't think he's going to get fired for that, because That was a personal text message between Gypsy and Ryan. That was a personal thing. Why would he get fired? It's not like he posted it on his Facebook feed about Ken. It was a personal conversation that they were having. You can't take a text message of someone saying something to someone and try to use that as evidence to get them fired from their job unless it was a threat to the student. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a personal, private conversation, or was supposed to be. So I don't think he should get fired for that, especially with the stuff Gypsy's been saying and doing.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard said, forget the soft launch, okay? Let's just go full-blown content creator. Sis just launched a family blog.
I saw this one already.
I have been tagged quite a few times in this new video of Gypsy and Ken on this OmeTV platform. I don't know if that's how you say it, but this is where you apparently video chat with random strangers. And the concern is that primarily teenagers use this platform. And that is a very solid concern, because narcissists do tend to gravitate towards younger, more vulnerable targets. In fact, there is a 2018 study titled Uncovering the Structure of Narcissism, and it found that narcissists seek relationships and interactions where they can maintain superiority, often choosing younger, less assertive individuals who are less likely to challenge their grandiose sense of self.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my opinion, I think since Gypsy turned off her comments on YouTube, and I believe also on TikTok, that her narcissism was starving for feedback. She desperately needed another platform where people can look at her and feed her ego. And she went on OmeTV, or however you say it, to find a more groomable audience, an audience that wasn't going to call her out, an audience that would be more appreciative of the time she took out of her day to grace their screen with her presence.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember this. Gypsy needs people to adore her, to be excited to communicate with her, and she must be seen. She must be seen drinking her coffee. She must be seen breathing. She must be seen blinking, and she must be adored for it. She has a pattern of supply-seeking behavior, the compulsive need to be seen and adored without accountability, in my opinion, for educational purposes. Now, she certainly does seem to be on the prowl for young, naive supply to feed off of, doesn't she? And it may explain why she's so into vampires. If your teenager doesn't know how to spot a narcissist, you must start teaching them to recognize the red flags. Otherwise, they are a prime target. So teach them now.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard said, forget.
Sorry, y'all. Okay. Okay, y'all, I need help understanding something. When did she go on this OmeTV? When did she go on there? When did she go on the OmeTV thing? Because I'm looking, it kind of reminds me of Omegle, like a random video chat, like Monkey, Omegle. That's what it reminds me of, right? So, you know, we have to be fair in saying that they want the site, right? The site itself wants you to be 18 years old to use it. Okay. Does that mean that everybody's on there is 18 years old? No. Does that mean there are all kinds of people on there for all kinds of nefarious reasons? Yes. but I don't really know what her reason was, just to talk to strangers. I have no idea what her reason was. Some people just do it for fun, for content. That's why I was asking, like, where and why was she doing this? You know, like, it's kind of creepy because you don't know who's doing what on those sites. There, on those sites, someone is liable to just flash you out of nowhere. Someone is just liable to do anything. So you don't know who's doing what. That's why they require people to be 18 years of age or older. So I don't know, why people say it's a kids site. It's not supposed to be. Do kids sneak on there? Yes, of course. Kids sneak on anything that they're not supposed to be on. But it's not a kid's site per se, if that makes sense. So if her and Ken want to get on there, that's them. But my thing is, I just don't know, like, what it was for. Was it for content? Or did someone see them on there and report, like, oh, we saw Gypsy Rose and Ken on the app yesterday? And if they did, do they have more insight about the conversations that they were having with Gypsy and Ken? Other than that, I wouldn't really see, but I understand what she's saying about, like, Gypsy's need to have attention. She does thrive for it. She thrives for attention, and she wants it to all be positive. She wants to be viewed as a good mom, and she wants to be viewed as a victim. Let's be honest here. No matter what she thinks, she wants to be viewed as, like, this victim and a very good mom. But my thing is this, the only way you're going to be a good mom is if you prove that to your kids. You can't prove that to the world, by starting YouTube channels, have your children start working very early. We saw this with Ruby Frankie. We saw this with Ruby Frankie. When Ruby Frankie, okay, not to compare one to the other because they're in their own category, but when Ruby Frankie started sticking cameras in her children's faces, they started to resent her a little bit. They didn't have a choice in the matter. Her children didn't have a choice in the matter. They were just filmed. Okay. And if this does well enough for Gypsy and Ken and Aurora and any children they have to come, they will definitely monopolize off this situation with their children, build their family channel, build a brand around their family. But we have to think about that and, like, and what effects, sorry guys, and what effects it could have. It's okay. And what effects it could have on the baby. On the kids in the situation. Right? Let me pull my screen over here so I can see what's going on. Hold on. I'm trying to update the thumbnail, y'all. That's what I'm doing. I have a lot of videos that I put out. Hey, Lindsay. How you doing? I have a lot of videos that I put out about Diddy. I still have some lips videos out. Guys, please go check out the videos. If you support me, just go hit the like button. Watch a couple of minutes of it. Put a comment down below. We still do talk about Gypsy Rose when there are relevant things to talk about. We're going to have more topics, like live topics when Tisha. Remember what she said about when her kid turned 13? No. What did she say? Did you miss all the fun? No. We're just talking about Gypsy Rose and how she's on Omegle and live chatting. And I want to know, let's shake up the tables a little bit. Do you guys think while I upload this, I know a lot of you are, I know a lot of you are biased, but I am the fun. Sorry, I'm tweaking. Anyway, yeah, I'm the fun. I'm the fun. Oh no, she's the fun. Damn it. I thought I was the fun. God damn it. No, well, Lindsay's pretty fun, I guess. But what was I about to say? Shit. I lost my train of thought. While I upload this thumbnail, okay, I need you guys to tell me and be honest, like, do you Do you think Gypsy Rose is a good mother? Do you think Gypsy Rose is a good mother? And if so, okay, no. If not, why? If so, why? That's the question that's on the table for all of you tonight. Do you think Gypsy Rose Blanchard is a good mother? Okay. And then I'll give my opinion as well. But I need it from you guys first. My mind's made up. My mind's made up. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to upload this thumbnail. That's the topic for today. Sometimes I freeball it. Sometimes I have a topic at hand. But today, that's what we're going to talk about. Is she a good mom? Right? When I understand more topics that you guys want to talk about, I'll most definitely talk about those. But I'm trying to understand where we're going outside of the Gypsy verse. Okay, guys? Where we're going. I'm about to do a bit on Luigi Mangione. I have a big project that I'm working on with Luigi Mangione. So hopefully that grabs some traction and maybe we can come on here and have some conversations about him. Let's see. So is she a good mom? Like, do you guys think that she's going to be, quote unquote, a good mom? Jay says no. Her interaction seems strained and awkward. She said she films the baby when she is distressed and spends more time with her face in her phone than with baby. Yeah. Yeah. I understand that.
I want to thank the person that pointed this out to me in my last video. They said Gypsy Rose showed Aurora's face all on her own in that video. I go back, take some screenshots, and she absolutely did. Here she is holding the baby monitor. This is from one of the many videos she posted today. So, Gypsy, I don't know if you know how cell phones work or the internet or anything else, but let me show you how you were the one to release Aurora's face all on your own. Oh, here we go. Here's an even closer up photo of baby Aurora, or I don't know, baby doll Aurora. Looks kind of suspicious, but this is the baby. That's Gypsy holding the monitor, showing the world what Aurora looks like, even though she said that she would protect Aurora and not put her out there on the internet. She also said she wouldn't post for 30 days, and here we are.
I'm sorry, but I can't see the baby from this little bitty thing. I can't see her. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ken just went to work, and I put her down for a nap. Let's see what she's doing. Sleeping sound.
What's that beeping? Oh, it's her. A kid's video? What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm sorry, y'all. Not a kid's video.
Okay.
I fixed it.
Now that I have some time to
I saved it
myself,
as a kid's video. That's
shower.
absolutely terrible and not true.
and
Sorry.
usually monitor her
Not a
with
kid's
this
video.
little monitor
I'm
right
sorry,
here,
Jay.
so I can see how she's doing, if she starts crying, if she needs me. I could hear all that via this monitor, so while she's sleeping, I am going to go take a shower. And I'm going to shave my legs because I'm looking a little rough. Okay, so it's roughly 4 o'clock
Sorry, Jay.
in the afternoon. Ken just went to work, and I put her down for it. You think I forgot about that? I haven't.
Come to Canada. I'd love to.
Oh God.
I'd love to go to Canada.
I don't
want to get some
fellas can
poutine.
go to Canada.
We'll figure it out. We'll sneak you in or something.
Oh my God! Scratch that. We are not doing none of that.
Come to Canada. I'd love to.
I can't.
I'd love to go to Canada.
I don't
want to get some
fellas
poutine.
can go to Canada.
We'll figure it out. We'll sneak you in or something.
Oh my God! Scratch that. We are not doing none of that.
Come to Canada. I'd love to.
I can't.
I'd love to go to Canada.
I don't
want to get some
fellas
poutine.
can go to Canada.
We'll figure it out. We'll sneak.
My friend, you want to support Gypsy Rose? That is fine. But don't come over here lying to me, baby, like I ain't read everything up and down 5-10 times. This is Dan, the 30-something-year-old man that you were saying that Gypsy Rose ran away with. Now let's talk about how that really went down. Mr. Gladwell will testify that he sought treatment at Mercy Hospital, the same hospital that Gypsy got treatment at. Yet she was in a whole ass disguise when she went to see this man at that same hospital. As a matter of fact, she walked 3 blocks from her and Dee Dee's home to a whole stranger's house, knocked on their damn door in the middle of the freaking night, and begged them for a ride to go see a 30-something-year-old man while she was 19 and she had stole $1,000 from her mother and her pain meds. And let's not forget, they knew Dan Gladwell from VisionCon. So her mother knew Dan. He invited Gypsy to meet him because he was in pain and wanted comfort. Him and Gypsy with that damn comfort. Same thing she said about Ryan. Gypsy arrived without her wheelchair and with a very large suitcase. She also had with her a 3-ring binder with multiple documents proving she was over the age of 18. So you telling me she could do this for a man, but she couldn't get, what? By the way, this is the only time Gypsy ran away. Just letting you know. Dan's roommate, Mr. Fawcett, picked them up and took them back to Dan's house. Someone named Gina that was also present and another male. All these people saw Miss Rose walking. They all go to VisionCon. So these people know Gypsy's walking, okay? They were all present. Dan and Gypsy made plans for their future. He would testify that the next morning they woke up and Gypsy's mother was in the house. Dee Dee claimed that identification was wrong. Gypsy was underage and told Dan to stay away, which she had already done once before through a phone call. So Gypsy had already been caught up with this man once. He would testify they stayed in contact online until 2014 when he got a serious girlfriend. Dan getting a girlfriend did not stop her from sending naked pictures. That's what she was doing, honey. He even told Gypsy he was no longer interested and she wasn't having it. She continued this for a long time, sending highly provocative messages and images to try and get him to respond. Gypsy learned that Dan and his girlfriend have broken up and mentioned that she had a boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn. Dan felt that she would try to manipulate him to come to her rescue by using Nicholas to make him jealous. Sound familiar? Yeah, she's doing it right now with Ryan and Ken. Duh. Gypsy Rose talks about her walking to that stranger's house on Kale's podcast, just for your info. You're telling me she could do all this, but she wanted some sausage from a guy. She couldn't have kept this same energy.
Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Am I still here? Did the live end? Okay. Somebody texted me, asked if the live end.
So I'm just like super big on like reminders for things. So for example,
Okay,
this
good.
sign right here, this is a whiteboard, and Ken is so bad about taking out the trash to the curb on Mondays and Thursdays. So since I am Aurora's primary care parent, so meaning that she is with me 24/7, Ken has not had an opportunity to be with her, like take care of her full time, because he has to work. So whereas I don't have a 9 to 5, so she is in my care all the time. But that leaves room for him not really knowing how many ounces she drinks in a bottle, how many times she naps in a day, what. So that's why I created a chart, like a schedule. It keeps track of like what, how many ounces that I feed her. So this one right here, when we first brought her home, I did not want anyone to bring their germs. So it says like, wash your hands, no kissing her, because I really just didn't want her to get sick. And then this last one. So Ken is terrible about turning the lights off. So this is, please remember to turn off the lights, because I will come in here and every single light in the house will be on. And then he wonders why the electricity bill is so high. I'm going to explain.
I can't. I just cannot with her. I can't. What? Jeez. I can't with Gyp, y'all. I can't. No. No, ma'am. Hey, Kathleen. I can't with Gypsy. Very controlling. I know what she's talking about, because I'm bad about turning lights off, though. I'm bad about turning lights off, too. I'm very bad about that. I am. But no. There's nothing. Gypsy splaining, yeah. I'm looking for a different topic because, girl, I'm You're irritating. Yeah, you don't need a sign. Like, why does your house look like a damn what is it called? You know how like at restaurants and stuff they put signs up in the bathroom? All employees wash hands before returning to work. You don't have to put, I mean, a little sticky note. I'm about to turn off the lights. Yeah, I understand that, but like a little sticky note or something. She has like a laminated fashion. Yeah, she's very particular about stuff. I wonder why she's so particular about these things. I don't know. Why is she so particular? Let's see here. I think there's some other interesting stuff that's going on outside of the Gypsy verse, right? They probably use a lot of signs like this in they probably use a lot of signs like this in prison. Yes. Do not let baby cry. You know that already, right? And I feel like I've definitely cared for children before. I don't have any, but I've cared for children before. Hi, Fancy. You just kind of know how to take care of a kid or you don't. You either watch somebody do it or you start doing it. Like, okay, there's something wrong because the baby's crying. They need to be changed. They need food. They need to be burped. They're restless. They have diaper rash. You kind of know. You don't need like a schedule. You just do. But if you want a schedule, that's fine. If that helps you feel more on task, that's fine. But it's a human being. It's not like a load of laundry and the dishes. You just do. You just do, man. Come on. You just do. But there hasn't been much interesting stuff with her. That's why I'm like, why are we still talking about her? We need to move on in life. We do, honestly. She hasn't done anything scandalous in a long time. And I feel like every so often she throws out some things that are like kind of scandalous to try to shake the table. And we're like, okay, that lasted for like one day. Like her scandals are not long enough. Like Gypsy, you need longer scandals. Okay. So when you plan your scandals out, make sure they're long. Okay. You need to give us a long amount of content to cover. You know what I mean? Because if you're just giving us these short little bursts for attention, people aren't going to want to cover it, you know? That's just me, personally. There's other things going on in the world and other people out there that are doing things that are very heinous and that need attention, you know what I mean? Then talking to kids not good. On the Omegle app, yeah. The kids shouldn't be on the app now. I'll say that much. Why are her and Ken on Omegle? Honestly, I couldn't tell y'all. I couldn't. I don't know. And I can tell you, when I was a teen, back in my day, what, like 12 years? I don't know, like however many years ago. When I was a teen, 10 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, I was probably on that site too. The men she attracts, in my opinion, are, the swamp rat. Ooh. You guys make sure to hit that like button. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know about her. I feel like we should move. Like, who is the next female? It doesn't have to be a female. It could be a male, but I feel like the base likes more females. Okay? Who's the next female criminal that we cover? Okay? I feel like we covered Ruby Frankie. Like an in-depth analysis of Ruby Frankie. Who's next? Oh, what do you guys think about the lady who was found after getting lost in the mountains? Here we go again. Oh goodness. A lady got lost in the mountains. And she that's not funny, but you don't just I'm not going to say that, but you don't just revive from the mountains. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know the story. I don't know the full story, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but okay, let me just listen to the story. Okay, she could have a point, but if she's gaslighting, I'm gonna know. If Gypsy wrote her script, I'm going to know, and I'm gonna call her out. Sherry Papini. Who is that? Hang on 1 second. Let me do a little bit of research. Sherry Papini. Who is that? What does she do? Faked her kidnapping. Oh, goodness. How do you even do that? Oh, there is actually another lady who did something like that. Her name was Carly Russell, I think. Completely faked her kidnapping. I'm like, are you good? Sherry Papini caught in the lie. A lot of people are posting on her right now. Caught in the lie. That is crazy. I'm gonna have to do a story on her. Honestly, there's a lot of videos coming out on her. I like to check to see, like, before I do a video on someone, I like to check and see, like, yeah. There's been a lot of coverage on her recently, so it might be a good idea. She came out with ID. She has something on ID. Okay. Okay, she has something on ID. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Most definitely will watch that. I have something to watch tonight. Yes, I will do a story on that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. I'm always looking for that next female breakout star. Okay. Gypsy Rose is she's getting on my nerves. Her and Ken. Like they just do too much. 1 second, guys. I want to hear about that lady because someone sent me a video to my someone did send me a video to my Discord, and they were telling me about the lady who faked her kidnapping. I'm like, how do you do that? Or no, the one in the one in the mountain, sorry. Yeah. So I wanna hear about her. 1 second though. What's her name? Tiffany. I just guess I'm gonna just put up Tiffany Mountains. I'm sure she did a press conference or something. Woman found. Woman missing for weeks in wilderness found alive in California. All right, here we go. There's a full press conference, and then there's like a little snippet. I don't know if we'll do the. Wait, hang on. Hang on. It's 11 on the line. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. Hold on a second. I really don't want anybody chopping it up, so I'll just. I'll just pull.
A citywide power outage.
Well, good morning. Thank you for being here today. We are here today to talk about an incredible story, heroic story, something that you may see on TV that they would make movies about. But this story involves a young lady named Tiffany Slayton, who on her journey through the Sierra Nevadas here in Fresno County, it is truly an incredible story of perseverance, determination, and survival. This young lady from about April 14th all the way through Easter was on her way up through the Shaver and Huntington Lake areas. At one point, she spoke with some people at Huntington Lake near the China Peak Landing and talked to some folks. And she was on her electric bike with all of her equipment. And there were some other individuals there who did not have electric bikes. They commented on her electric bike. But this young lady made it up Kaiser Pass Road all the way over the top of Kaiser Pass, which is a peak that's over 9,000 feet high. She went all the way back on that road toward the High Sierra Ranger Station to an area where you call it's the Y or the fork in the road, where to left is Mono Hot Springs and Edison Lake, or what we also refer to as Vermilion Valley. And to the right was to Florence Lake. She traversed this area and following her GPS and some other things and lost cell phone service. At one point, she took a very significant fall off the side of a mountain and had to actually give herself first aid and splint her leg due to this severe fall. And as we spoke to Tiffany about this just remarkable story, thinking of going over Kaiser Pass, and there is somewhere between 10 and 12 feet of snow. The road hadn't even been plowed yet at the time that she went over. It wasn't plowed until somewhere around Monday, the 12th, or Tuesday, May 13th. And then after crossing Edison Lake, the lake's low right now. There's some what we call like little islands that cross the lake. She made it to the what we call sort of the north side of the lake, and then continued hiking all the way back to an area near Golden Lake. If you look on a map, Golden Lake is not far from Rock Creek Lake, and she was about anywhere from a half mile to a mile from the Mono County, Inyo County line, but still in Fresno County, hiking up peaks as high as 11,000 to 11,200 feet. Just an absolute remarkable story. Her bike was left at a sign for the trailhead for Hopkins Lake. And so once the snow melts and we have an opportunity to get up there, we will be attempting to retrieve her bike for her, because that bike is what she said during her story is really what helped propel her on this journey and got her through the snow and kept her going. And then obviously on May 14th, when the owner of the Vermilion Valley Resort was able to get in because the road had been plowed over Kaiser, he saw a pair of shoes outside of one of his cabins at Vermilion Valley Resort that he leaves open, which is at Edison Lake. And lo and behold, he observed Tiffany there, alive, battered, bruised, obviously dehydrated, but she was in fact remarkably and really truly probably a miracle that she was alive. And then we were able to respond. And to my left today, we have Tiffany here. She's wearing sunglasses after being out in the snow for that long, and the extreme sun, it did some possible damage to her eyes. So that's why she's here wearing sunglasses. She's going to get up and talk in a minute, and she's going to tell you about her story of perseverance, of determination, of not giving up, and just continuing the fight, and just having that belief that she was going to be found or be rescued. And eventually that day came, thankfully, when the road was plowed and the owner of Vermilion Valley Resort came and saw Tiffany there at the resort. So at this point, I will go ahead and have Tiffany come up, and she will share a little bit of her story as well.
Let me slow it down. Hold on.
I didn't really come up with anything that's super planned for this. It's literally only been 2 days, but
snow for that long, and the extreme
Let's slow
sun,
it down when she comes up
did
to
some,
speak. Sorry.
Eventually that day came, thankfully, when the road was plowed and the owner.
Sorry, y'all. I just want to be able to hear
Tiffany come up, and she will share a little bit of her story as well.
hello. I didn't really come up with anything that's super planned for this. It's literally only been 2 days, but I will do my best to answer any questions that you may have. When I started, I had pretty much fallen off of a cliff trying to go on vacation for the first time. I may never do a real vacation longer than 3 days ever again. When I fell off of this cliff, I was unconscious for about 2 hours and did indeed have to splint one of my legs and pop the other knee back into place. From there, I couldn't actually get back onto the road. The main road was blocked because of the avalanche that I had been in. And of course, like a normal person, the first thing you're supposed to do is call 911. And I attempted that 4 or 5 times with no avail. And eventually got mad at my GPS and decided to ask, well, where's the nearest Starbucks? He's like, oh, well, we can answer that question. It's 18 miles from here. You can't give me 911, you can't get me GPS, but you can get me a Starbucks? Yes, we can. It's also a shorter distance than trying to find the entrance. And in doing so, I ended up on this very long, arduous journey that I journaled to try and keep sane. And eventually managed to get to civilization. I haven't really gone through all of the details. I ran out of a lot of food after 5 days, but I will do my best to answer any questions that you may have.
So she had to pop her knee back into place? I'm so confused. I feel like when you tell these type of stories, and I'm not even being funny. Okay? When you tell these types of stories, you need like a map, you need a visual, you need to show the mountain, you need to show the road, you need to show people what the hell you're talking about. We don't know what y'all are talking about. A long, arduous, we don't know. Like, show us the road, show us the mountain, show us the avalanche, show us the path. You're just like, what is this? I'm not going to discredit her. Ooh, sorry. I'm not going to discredit her, right? I'm not going to just, oh, she's lying. She's lying to us. I'm not going to do that. But I will continue to listen because 24 days. She said she ran out of food after 5 days. 5 days. So that's 19 days without any food. And with a broken knee or something to that effect. And my thing is, for those of you who think this is fake, I feel like a good conversation would be, why would they fake something like this? Are they sick? Is the police department in on it? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'll continue.
How many days? And what did you do? Did you ever at any point think, I'm not going to make it?
Well, the worst thing that you can do in an emergency situation is panic. I'm a traveling dialysis technician and an archery coach by trade. I didn't want to panic. In the first 5 days, I was still ready for my vacation. I had some of Fresno's best citrus, which is funny because I'm kind of allergic to it at that point, but I did have food to begin with. But I'm a trained permaculturalist.
So, you know how people say that as you get older, your brain just
Because Gypsy fucked it up. It feels like that, Susie. It feels like that. Like, I want to talk about like fun stuff now, like celebrities and bullshit. Like fun
naturally slows
stuff
down.
that makes you laugh. Like Gypsy was such a deep ass case.
That means
It feels like that. I feel like that sometimes, but like I have a wide range of interests, but they do a lot of them. It overlaps into like a lot of conspiracy and scandalous stuff. So
very good at foraging and helping people not go to the grocery store in very rural areas. And the Sierras has a large selection of leeks that is hard to find in other places. In case you don't know what that is, it's sort of a green onion, and I managed to survive off of these leeks and boiling the snow melt.
What did she
for
say
a very
she
long
was?
period of time, actually. And
Hold up. What was her job? First off, what did she say her job was? Let's go back. Okay. Everybody has a LinkedIn. Okay.
Good at that point, but I did have food to begin with. But I'm a trained permaculturalist. That means I'm very good at foraging and helping people not go to the grocery store in very rural areas. And the Sierras has a large selection of leeks that is hard to find in other places. In case you don't know what that is, it's sort of a green onion, and I managed to survive off of these leeks and boiling the snow melt for a very long period of time, actually. And I journaled it. I think I've been out maybe 20, 23 days on this.
Did you sleep outside, or do you have any cover at all?
At the beginning, I was coming to try and do a camping trip, so I had 2 sleeping bags and a basic tent. But at the end, after fighting nature for such a long time, I lost my tent, I lost my vestibule, and I did eventually lose both sleeping bags. So I was outside with nothing but a lighter and a knife.
Stephanie, after many days, how do you avoid death?
How did I avoid death? I'm pretty good at foraging, and nature is quite terrifying. So usually once you start finding things that are scary for you, you do your best to keep moving and get over it. And because of the mountains, I literally got over quite a few of them.
Tiffany, the sheriff mentioned that you have something called ballerina syndrome. Is that accurate? And so what does that do in terms of making it difficult for you to hike?
So ballerina syndrome it's a syndrome that involves kind of what's known as a high arch. I'm unable to keep my feet on. Can't keep my heels on the ground for more than 3 inches, and it kind of looks like this.
Is that from dancing?
Not from dancing. I was born with this syndrome, and what it does is over time you end up not being able to keep your heels on the ground. So things like snowshoes are not something I can find because, well, stilettos are not exactly the best of athletic wear. But I tried my best to find what I could and found a pair of heels made out of leather.
Tiffany, how grateful are you of that man who, left that door open for people just like you, people like you? How grateful are you?
I honestly do not think that without Vermilion Resort, I would not be here at that moment, because that was the 13th heavy snowstorm I had been in, and it was going to be the last one. If he hadn't have come that day, they would have found my body there.
What injuries did you sustain?
I've got into an avalanche and 2 landslides in the process. When I came into the hospital, somehow because of the foraging, my blood work was perfect. But I did have a lot of micro cuts. I have a lot of burns, but nothing that I don't think time will be able to heal.
And you were able to be found just in time for your birthday.
Yes.
How did that feel for you? Did you do anything to celebrate? I mean, your parents are here.
That was actually my goal when I ended up on some of those mountains. Was I did not want to celebrate a birthday away from my family. So I had made it a point to try and find some sort of building before the 13th, because the last things that I had for food in my bag was a Dunkaroo packet, because it was the closest thing to a cake I had. It was 3 cookies and a packet of icing. And a lovely lady had given me some elderberry syrup, and I really wanted to enjoy that on my birthday as hopefully part of a sandwich.
See shows like Survivor Man and things like that, and generally think about somebody being a certain physical type. I wouldn't necessarily look at you and say that's the person that lasted 3 weeks, and here you are. So what do you attribute this ability to survive under the worst conditions?
Well, while it may not look like it, I am a pre-Olympian for archery, and in the islands, I am number 2 in the world's islands for archery. In an archery session for 2 hours, we walk the equivalent of 5 miles and lift the equivalent of 2 tons. So my body type is not necessarily going to look like a boxer's, but it is indeed an athlete's.
Did you see anything remarkable on your journey? Anything that stood out to you that you remember? Animals? Any encounters with animals?
I did indeed see every type of animal, or come across every track for animals that could possibly be found in the Sierras, including a sort of mountain goat that I have not yet identified because I haven't had a chance to look at the prints. It's only been day 3.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop you guys here, okay? I'm gonna stop it here. Her LinkedIn does check out, okay? Her LinkedIn does check out. She said she was a traveling dialysis technician. She went to Purdue. She was an archery instructor. So these things do check out. These things check out. These things do check out. So that's the first thing I went to was LinkedIn. And what do we think about that? Archery, nutrition, those types of things on her LinkedIn. Honestly, it looks legit. So I don't know. I feel like she could have grabbed a camera. I wish she would have had a camera with her at least. If she had her phone, she should have made vlogs. You know how much money? I'm not gonna just make it about money, but you would have had so much content, surviving in the wilderness after my 3rd avalanche, day 7.
Day 1, once you fall off of a cliff and your parents are in the back of your mind from different issues, I necessarily would have said that I would rather, I can't say rather die because I didn't, I would rather live than have to deal with my parents seeing that I failed in such a dumb way. I have 2 brothers, yes.
What have your brothers said about you?
Both of my brothers are military, and that is not something that I wish to put on television. They are not the adventurous type. We'll put it like that. I don't believe that doing mountaineering is something in my brother's futures.
Will you ever do this again? Will you go alone on an excursion like
Of
this?
course you would.
If it was something that benefited my family, like a television show called Alone, I may attempt it in order to benefit my family's economy. Yeah.
Was it Melissa, what day did you actually start foraging and get off the land?
Are you looking to sell your house but don't want to pay expensive real estate commissions and deal with all the hassles?
I mean, Lindsay Lou, what are you thinking? Because her LinkedIn checks out to what she said she is. Her LinkedIn checks out. And I know you're just like, oh, you know, that could be true, but other things couldn't. I get it. I get it. I get it. I got it. But I think what we don't understand, like, also to play devil's advocate here, for those of you who don't think this is real, to play devil's advocate, the people that climb mountains and shit are not normal people. You know, there are people that climb Mount Everest and die almost unalive themselves doing so. Some didn't smell right. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's the glasses. Honestly, I think it's the glasses. If she did not have on the glasses, if she did not have on the glasses, you'd be able to have a more personal connection with her. You know? It's just like, where are these glasses? You know what I'm saying? It's just like the glasses are throwing me. It's the glasses for me. The hell? Like, because they said that something about her eyes were affected. I know that you can get snow blindness. I know that you can get different things in your eye, but y'all really are doubting it, even though her resume matches up. She did say, Lindsay, that she popped her knee out of place and put it back together. I've never heard of someone doing it. I'm sure you could, like in an emergency situation, but it would be very painful, you know? You'd be on the couch. You'd be out of commission for a little bit. So, you know, it's like, and splintered. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Part of me is like, part of me is like, then walked hundreds of miles. She walked hundreds. I honestly don't know because they're not really telling us the whole story so far. I'm only 13 minutes into the press conference, but I'm trying to order some food, y'all. I'm
Foraging
hungry.
is kind of, it's almost like going through the grocery store. Eventually you start, boys check out chicks, foragers check out things that you could possibly eat in emergency situations. So at the beginning, I had already started trying to supplement the things that I knew I wanted to eat with things that I had found in the environment. One of my favorite things to do, because I am Bermudian American, is part of the British culture is a lot of tea. Manzanita and pine needles is one of the most delicious herbal tinctures that I could probably come across, and it was very relaxing. If it wasn't for the life or death situation, I probably would have really enjoyed that aspect. I did indeed make tea every day, partially because of my Britishness. But the other reason is when you're unable to collect a lot of carbs, the
Why
next
did the
best
cop
thing that
look
you
at her
can
like
do
that when she said her
is
Britishness?
if it
Why
wasn't
did the cop look at her like that when she's like, y'all have me being skeptical? Like, what is going on here? I mean, I just look at LinkedIn, it matches up. You're supposed to believe her, right? But when she says my Britishness, the cop goes like this. Like, what is this about? What's going on around this place?
for the life or death situation, I probably would have really enjoyed that aspect. I did indeed make tea every day, partially because of my Britishness. But the other reason is when you're unable to collect a lot of carbs, the next best thing that you can do is to create a stockpile of micro minerals and vitamins so that you don't fall out.
Did you have survival gear with you to make a fire?
I had brought basic camping gear because this journey was only supposed to be a 3-day vacation.
What went through your mind when you stumbled upon that cabin? I mean, what were you feeling at that moment?
That was one of the heaviest snowstorms I had seen. I had actually gotten very lost at that point and didn't recognize that I was back at Edison Lake. I only saw white upon white in that storm. It was a little bit weird, but when I first came across it, it was a pristine Christmas tree and a tiny house, and it had markers like Santa's sleigh. And I could not understand. I actually thought I was losing my mind at that point, that I had somehow managed to make it to the North Pole. So I was not necessarily sure what I had come across. But when the door opened and I saw the best sleeping bag I had ever seen in the world, I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh my goodness, I'm rescued. I thought, it's a dry bed.
When you saw your parents for the first time when they arrived here.
Wait, stop. You're not gonna accept that ridiculous offer for your car accident, are you? What do you mean? The insurance.
California. What did you do? What did you say? Tell me about that moment.
At yesterday on my birthday, which is when I got to see I was not necessarily at the point of rescue. Most people think that once you've managed to make it to civilization, that the journey is over, but recovery doesn't start happening until your body is fully capable of being able to digest. And at that point, I hadn't been able to digest anything. I could eat, I could drink, but nothing was leaving my body. And it's one of the number one killers for people, is actually just trying to not have problems in the bathroom. So I was very happy to see them, but I was intensely nervous because I hadn't made that transition yet.
How are you feeling now? How are you doing?
I'm doing much better. My digestive system has started functioning very well. I'm hoping that I'll see progress very quickly. My parents have told me that a lot of people have helped me to collect some funds for recovery, and I'm really looking forward to the recovery process.
Here's the thing. What if she's gonna collect all this money for the recovery, right? And then the police officers are like, if you give us 5% of it, we'll put you on a press conference. But we gotta get 20% of that shit. We'll make it look real good. This could be between you and I. This could be between us. But the Chattanooga, where the fuck they are, the police department needs at least 35% of what you make off of your donations. We'll make it look real good. Something like that. Like, I'm now conspiracy theories are going in my head. Like,
You're looking at your daughter with such pride, and I understand that. And it's your only daughter, and she's apparently a better survivalist than your son. What do you want to say to them?
Well, we're not going to say she's better. We'll say that we tried to prepare them for
your husband wants you to
whatever
shut
the
up.
adventure of life will send their way.
But your journey must have been horrible waiting. That horrible phone call that you thought might happen. Did you think the call was going to come and it was going to be terrible news?
We're more optimistic than that. We know our children. We know their capabilities to be able to survive. Our children, we've always been outdoor people. Let me rephrase that. My children and my wife are more outdoor people. I would be more comfortable sitting inside an air conditioning in a condo. However, we raised our kids to be outdoor camper type people. Tiffany got the love of foraging and gardening and plants and bonsaiing from her mother and I, because that's what we do on our farm. We have a micro farm in Georgia. So that's where it started. Now my boys,
Mine
they
shakes.
enjoy,
He laughs and shakes his
like
head and
most
walks away.
boys, they enjoy the military side of things. So they enjoy, tearing stuff up. And that's what that's who they are.
Mm-hmm. I never knew what eating salads was doing to me until I saw this.
Hey, if you want to get rid of your beer belly and
No.
Tiffany's fine. Oh my God. I mean, that's basically what I can say. I mean, we were at, of all places, Goodwill, trying to get some clothes because we had heard it was really cold here, and where we are, it's really hot. So he comes and he gets on the phone. It's like, I heard Tiffany, and ran off. And I am just there crying, and I'm trying to figure out, did he just say that? And a woman walks past me, and I just say, can I hug you? And I hugged her and I cried. It was the most joyous occasion I think any mother could have. I would think anybody that knew their daughter was missing in a mountain or wherever she was, you would love to have them back. And that, it broke my heart, but it was the most joyous thing that I could ever experience.
This is true. This is true.
Oh my God. I had so many ideas, jumping her and holding her, you want to just do all those things. But because the moment was hers and she was going through some things herself, we didn't have that moment. But just to hold her, she wanted to hold us. She wanted to hold her mom and dad, and I took it in, and I'm just glad to see her, to know that she's alive, and to smell her, No, she was somewhere else, and we had placed her in a hotel just to keep her safe. She was out of the hospital at the time, but I am very proud. I mean, as a parent, we always say, we have adult kids. We can't control them. They can do whatever they want to do. But I'm very proud that she stood her own. I'm proud that she's back. But I will be prouder when she gets a GPS. So that'll be much better. We were talking about garments and different other things, but I wouldn't be much. She could do whatever she wants to do, but just get some kind of GPS, and then we can talk every day.
We don't keep our kids locked down. This is not a time for us to lock her in back in Twigs. We'd love to have her back home when she's home, but her adventure is far from over.
Yeah.
So what's happening next? I know she was headed to medical school. Is that correct?
That's completely up to her. We have no idea. We are standing back. We're like you guys. What you gonna do next?
Yeah.
You know, but whatever she decides to do, we will be next to her 100%.
We all are gonna head back to Georgia to have some family time.
Most certainly, we will definitely be going back to Georgia, to our little town that we enjoy so much, Twigs County. Oh yes. Even if I have to tie her down, she's coming back home for. And I say that jokingly, but it's so that she has time to recuperate, so that she can go back out and do another type of adventure
with GPS.
Yes.
What's this experience done for you guys for God?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. As far as God, we've always been people who believe in God. That's not going to change. Community, I could tell you, the community here and around the world, so many people got in contact with us, checking on us, just loving on us. And I just totally appreciate every single person who reached out to us. I love people. I don't care, and I've said it so many times, I don't care where you're from, what you look like. I don't care you're religious or not. People, there are good people everywhere. And for whatever reason, and I'm going to say God, but he always connects us to good people. And so I'm going to take it. I'm glad that he gives it to us. Up days, down days, bad days, good days. We're going to all go through it. Every single one of us are going to go through a bad day. But that doesn't mean that there's not a ray of sunshine somewhere. And everybody in the community around the world showed us the ray of sunshine when I couldn't see it at all. So I definitely want to thank them for that. And I thank you for the prayers. And I'm just so grateful, and I'm so thank you. And the police department and everybody that helped. We were here and I'm crying earlier. I love every single one of these people that were out there. I'm helping to find Tiffany. And some here even doing it on their days off, overtime. This is just the best community of people that I have ever met. And I just want to say I'm grateful and thank you, God, for everything.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy.
Her parents look like
I
each
look forward
other,
to you
but she
joining
doesn't look
us
like
at
her
our next
parents.
investor webinar.
It's kind of hard to tell who she looks like because you can't see her eyes. I think, and on her LinkedIn, she kind of looks like her mom. From her LinkedIn, she looks like her mom. She does. From me looking at her LinkedIn, it's giving mama. I don't know. These people are asking tons of questions. I'll let them continue. Oh, she comes back? Oh, she comes back, guys. We still have more to this. I'm trying to find something to eat on Uber Eats, so we're going to finish this out. But, like, why? I feel like, have you ever heard somebody say, because I like to understand the totality of a situation, ladies and gentlemen. I like to understand the totality of a situation. I will ask you questions about a situation so I can fully understand what it is, the hell that's going on. I still don't know what's going on. All I know is that somebody went backpacking, camping in the middle of the forest, the rainforest, the tundra, and they survived for 24 days. But there's just holes. Like there's so many details that it's making me confused. Okay, I'm not here to discredit her story, but there's so many details. Like when someone tells a story, right? When somebody tells you a story, they usually tell you the damn story. Okay, when I was 15 years old, I went to prom with somebody who was 17 years old. This is not a true story, by the way. When I was 15 years old, I went to prom with someone who was 17 years old. And he had told someone else that he was going to prom. And then she slapped the shit out of him. And then I left the prom. And I never spoke to him again. Beginning, middle, end. Like, you understood what happened. But from the beginning, it was just like, I'm trying to follow you. I would probably have to listen to that. Yeah, there's lots of detail. And I'm like, I would probably have to listen to this press conference 8 times to understand the totality of what is being alleged that happened here. I'm not saying that you're lying, but if you're telling me something that happened to you, I should be able to understand it. And I just can't. But hey, it is what it is. And her parents seem, let me just continue. I need to find something to eat. What do I want to eat? I'm so hungry.
I mean, at this point, I feel like you can't be mad, but as a child, it's like, my dad's gonna be mad at me.
So when I got the phone call, I didn't know who it was on the other line. My daughter is lost, and we're trying to find her. And I was already warned that, maybe somebody will call and pretend to be her to try to give you false hope or get the attention that comes with that. So I asked her, okay, so who is this? And she says, it's me, Dad. I'm sorry. I'm not dead. That was the best feeling. That was the best gift that I could have ever gotten. These kids that I have are my wife. They're the reason why I breathe, and the possibility and the thought that she might not come home. Yeah, that to hear her voice, was really tough, but it was the best toughness that I could have ever experienced. And yes, I guess a person could have been mad at that particular point, but you can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that. And yes, I did go into the store and say, hey,
You're going, Lindsay?
I just spoke to Tiffany. And yes, I ran off because at that particular moment, I remembered that I need to call the sheriff department to let them know that I just spoke to my lost daughter.
I actually have a question for you, Sheriff, if you don't mind. Y'all were on days searching for Tiffany. How close was she in relation to where she was found to y'all search? Where does that kind of match up?
Well, that's a good question, because we had sightings from different individuals, and we'd obviously had some video from the China Peak Landing, which is at Huntington Lake. Not really that close. Kaiser Pass was impassable. We had gone up there with some of our off-highway vehicles with tracks on them and couldn't make it. We had Eagle One fly into the Edison Lake area of Vermilion Valley Resort to check it out, but we were not really looking that was not an area that you would have anticipated or expected someone to be. And that is what really makes this story so remarkable. And as Ferdrina said, and their belief in God and the fact that it's a miracle, when she was getting a notification that the Starbucks off of the 395 highway in Inyo or Mono County was closer than even getting back to Huntington Lake, that just goes to show you how far out there she was. I mean, in this time of year with the snow and everything, it was just not an area that you would anticipate anyone to be. As far as we know, people are not really even hiking the Pacific Crest John Muir Trail in this area right now because of weather and because of snow. So just completely, I mean, truly a miracle that the road was plowed on Tuesday and that this individual that runs the Vermilion Valley Resort got in there and was able to make contact with Tiffany on Wednesday. I mean, it's truly, as she said in her story, there was 12 to 13 snowstorms anywhere from 10 to 12 feet of snow at different points as you go through these high peaks. And for that to all come together on that day is just truly a miracle. This is you have to believe that God had a hand in saving Tiffany and getting her home and getting her here with us today.
When we touch here, we just try this.
So they're saying that it's a miracle.
Feels nice. Yeah, that's a good. So just
Like
do
this
that
is
because-
like not. This is very rare. That's what they're trying to say. That is very, very rare. Wonder if she injured herself like Sherry did. Show us that slender leg girl. I don't think she's hurt. Just saying, I understand why we can't stay on all night and talk about this chick. Dunkaroos are good. I didn't even know they were still on the market. Dunkaroos are. Woo.
You know,
Dunkaroos.
not that I can
Mhm.
think of after this many days that she was out there, and we started our search on May 1st. And then obviously on May 14th on Wednesday is when she was located at Vermilion Valley Resort. When you think about the weather and you think about the altitude, the elements and everything that she was in, and then obviously if you can look at this on a map and going back to the Hopkins Lake Trail and where we're going to go recover her bike from, where her bike was left. I mean, it's a very, very remote area. There's no real roads in the area. There might be a few little Forest Service or logging roads here and there. But it truly is a story of survival and determination by Tiffany. There's no other way I can explain it. I've worked for the sheriff's office for almost 30 years. I've grown up here. I spend a lot of time up in that area. I would have never anticipated her in my wildest dreams being able to get back as far as she did. But now we know this is something that we will learn from in the future. Expect the unexpected. Yeah.
Real quick. Sorry, Scott.
Go ahead, Scott.
Scott has extensive background in search and rescue, and he helped head up this mission.
Scott looks happy.
In the context of how it-
Where were they? California?
She truly
California?
has an absolutely amazing story of survival. And my last 15 years on search and rescue, we haven't experienced anything close to this. As far as you talked about how close she was to our search area, we use past missing person behavior. There's a lot of literature out there on what people typically do in certain situations. She was so far off the spectrum with that it was absolutely crazy. The search areas we have volunteers, and we had a lot of our neighboring counties coming and assisting. And after reviewing our tracks, we drove or walked over 4,300 miles looking for her. And when you have a search area that's almost 700 square miles, it's hard to narrow down the exact location.
What was your reaction when Christopher called you and said, "Hey, I know you guys have just scaled back to the search." So how was that?
The happiest I felt in a long time. And I think our whole agency felt the same way. Everyone was texting each other. Everyone was calling each other. Absolutely just an amazing feeling.
So you think the cops are in on it too, y'all? Y'all think the cops are in on it too?
Well, one of the biggest things that you get a lot of time to do when you're on a mountain literally by yourself is you start thinking sage-like thoughts about what can you do to make the world a better place, or how can you make an impact in a positive way. I have gotten to meet some of
127
America's
hours?
best
No, I
humans
haven't seen that.
outside of all of the political jargon that you see on television. I now believe in different types of humans.
Is this political? Is this political? I have a lot of conspiracy theories. Like, you guys don't know how I am. I get really like I'm a 10 hat. You know, sometimes I wear my little 10 hat, but then I come back to reality, you know? Like I start thinking about stuff. Okay? First of all, are the police officers in on this? Second of all, is this political to make people like believe in miracles or like supernatural beings, like aliens. Is that what this is? Like to stronger a belief system in God, or is it propaganda? Is it propaganda, y'all? Because it seems kind of propaganda-y. It seems a little propaganda-y. Was it all conjured by her and her parents in a lab for the GoFundMe money? There's so many possible things. Or it's just true. And we're the conspiracy theorists. We're the 10 foiled hat people. It's a distraction while Trump signs those executive orders, right? Right. And is it to show these people how to survive if something bad happens in their area? But she's telling them how to forage and how to survive off of berries and twigs. Is she foreshadowing? What is going on around here? Anyhow.
And as much as I have missed my first chance of going to medical school, I do have a feeling that the healthcare world is going to see me again. Based on what the doctors have told me, it may be repairable. I will have to see about it in the future with some of these recovery processes that my parents are going to have to help me with. Maybe not surgery, but it is going to take a long time for these kind of conditions to actually just work themselves out. And I haven't had a chance to see a doctor. The big reason that I kept moving in the first place is my parents are not the richest people in the world. So it will take a while for me to figure out who I need to see, how much that's going to cost, and what some of those logistics are. I think that when I was being checked out by the doctor, partially because of my foraging, they were really shocked about how good my numbers were. But I'm confident that it's around 10 or 20% of snow blindness that I did receive. I'm not sure what the rest of it looks like because I may have been a aspiring med student, but I'm not a doctor just yet.
Guys, I've seen snow blindness before.
I have gone through.
It's horrible. Like there's a guy on YouTube. Okay. There's a guy on YouTube. That's how I know these types of people that go in mountains and stuff are bizarre and they barely don't make it out, right? There's a guy on YouTube. He was climbing Mount Everest, right? I'm going to show you guys real quick. And as he gets to the top, his eye is literally frozen shut. Completely. Just icicles on the like it's frozen shut. It's red, it's oozing, and he cannot see out of it. Disgusting, right? I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to come back here. I watched his entire series because it was that good, but I'm like, these people are like almost near unalived out here. Like, come on now. Where's the guy? Is this him? I don't think that's him. Is this him? No. I don't know what his name is. Here he is, right here. His name is Wazowski. He has no blindness. But you have to train for this type of shit. Okay, let's see. Once he gets to the top, it's some crazy looking, gnarly looking.
It's time to go home. We can't go any higher. Go to the stuff. Shut up. And it's what you look like.
And like pounds of coats to keep them warm. Otherwise, because they're in the death zone up here. It's literally like the air that your body can breathe up here in Mount Everest. It's crazy. I don't know how they survived this one, but yeah, here's what the snow blindness looks like. Let me show you. Here's what the snow blindness looks like. So you can see this one. It's almost completely frozen. Yeah, so it's like, and there, yeah. Oh.
I've got no more tablets, but at least there's no pain. Stop it. Let him freeze it. Let's go. It just froze over. I got it fixed. We do a knife and unscrew the whole thing. Yeah, keep going.
My God. It sounds horrible. But anyway, let's get back to the
snow blindness that I
that's what a severe case looks like, because he's on fucking, she was nowhere near like close to the elevation of Everest, right? Everest is the top of the world. So that's kind of like what it looks like in a severe case, but it can like freeze your eyes shut or something. So that's why she has glasses on. But if we think about what that guy said, he said he hopes the sun warms it up in the morning. So if you have snow blindness, wouldn't the sun have, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not sure what the rest of it looks like, because I may have been a aspiring med student, but I'm not a doctor just yet.
Yeah, me neither.
I do. I haven't gone through it yet because I have to figure out how to open doors first. I don't know. I may think about that.
If you're turning 65 or beyond, you're going to want to watch this. There are a lot of people
I
today
looked
that are
for
Medicare
her on
eligible.
Facebook. I couldn't find her. I was trying to find her on Facebook. She's not on Facebook.
So when you're hiking in general, the first thing that all of the professionals tell you is that you want to make sure to keep a lot of carbs and a lot of proteins. There's a couple of different, I am a nutritionist, but there's a couple of different ways that you are able to power your body for a long period of time. The one thing that I was unable to purchase when I started was a loaf of bread. So the entire time that I was going, I kept trying to figure out, what can I forage to make carbs? And at the end, all I wanted was a sandwich. Now that I've had leeks in water for such a long time, it's almost like I've never had food before. So when I got to Vermilion Resort and Raven and the guys gave me some of what they had brought, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was the best PB&J I've ever had. I actually missed it. The avalanche happened before I got a chance to even see it, so I'm hoping that eventually I'll get a chance to come and see it. A, with a GPS, and B, probably with a car, so that I don't have to have so many issues. I will be back for archery quite soon, and I do hope that you're looking forward to seeing me. There's a lot of different talk around the time frame that people think that they've seen me. I am a high-level archery coach as well as an athlete, and the only day that I had to start for my vacation was actually the 20th on Easter. That was the day that I went up. I'm not the type of person to come back until I've at least tried to take a vacation, because I am a healthcare professional. I had just finished being, for lack of a better term, burned out from doing a few jobs, and I was adamant about at least trying a vacation once. I don't believe I'll do a long one ever again. In order for you to be a member of Bermuda's archery team or the United States archery team, you have to participate for a certain time frame. Because of COVID and my parents that I love very much being so high risk during COVID, I stepped off of the field. They needed someone to buy groceries and to be able to take care of the household in places they couldn't go. I still am that person as the oldest child. I will be attempting to recontinue the circuit though soon, because if it wasn't for my skills in archery and the experience I had in Bermuda in order to compete, I don't think I would have been able to walk as many miles a day as I did.
From day dot to today, to this very moment, have you had any time to just like sit there by yourself or just think to yourself, hey, I'm here, I made it, my parents are right there. I mean, just to reflect?
Well, my first day was actually in the hospital. I had heard of people that had been rescued before me. The only person that I'd heard of that had kind of, I don't want to call it the record, but the person that had lasted was 9 days, and they were skin and bones. I was expecting tests and being hooked up to saline, and within 5 hours they had already said, well, we're just going to check you out, so go find a hotel. I've lost about 5 kilos, but my blood work is apparently better than before I even started, so I'm a little confused, and maybe my skills are just that good. Oh, yes, I think so. So I'm working on that along with a couple of the other recovery items. I can't really rush that process. At least that's what I've been told by professionals. I had gotten in contact with the owners of Vermilion Resort. They're wonderful people. Raven managed to remind me that, you know, a phone is kind of an
Who's
important
Raven?
aspect. When I had gotten into the avalanche, I had lost mine.
Who's Raven?
And he let me borrow it. And the first thing that I could think of was the 10 things that I wanted to do if I managed to survive. And one was to tell my parents that I loved them. I also didn't want to die because I did not have a GPS.
Is this like a Garmin ad? Like so many
Well, there's a kind
conspiracy.
of common in the
Like I feel bad if she's.
I did not.
You know,
I did my best not to participate.
I'm
too
going to
often with
Reddit.
the animals, keeping moving in an emergency situation.
I'm going to
outside when you're
Reddit.
supposed
We're
to
gonna
stay
figure
put
this
is very
out.
important.
Reddit knows.
A
Okay?
couple of the animals
Hang
I'm
on.
not very familiar with the names of because I'm from an island. We don't have mountain lions in Bermuda.
Tiffany.
But I did come in contact with those, and after talking with Raven about some of the things that I had heard of, he's one of the owners for Vermilion Valley. I did come in contact with.
It's in the
I think
hoax.
It's a mountain goat.
It's in the hoax subreddit.
I thought it was a pack of wild dogs at first, but there's also no dogs in the Sierras, so those were coyotes. I don't really want to focus too much on a lot of it because most of the time for foraging, you're not supposed to hunt when you're on these trails. But when you do manage to find food, the animals are also in competition with you. And on many occasions, I fought nature and lost. So I'm not super excited to identify all of them just yet. Like I said before, I'm a high-level archery coach. I was given the wonderful opportunity to participate in the Warrior Games as a judge. So I have been here a few times. However, there are so many different types of terrains for California that I feel like every time I come, it's the first
Animal
time I've been
park.
here.
Hang on.
Super excited to identify all of them just yet.
Sorry.
Most of the time for foraging, you're not supposed to hunt when you're on these trails. But when you do manage to find food, the animals are also in competition with you. And on many occasions, I fought nature and lost. So I'm not super excited to identify all of them just yet. Like I said before, I'm a high-level archery coach. I was given the wonderful opportunity to participate in the Warrior Games as a judge. So I have been here a few times. However, there are so many different types of terrains for California that I feel like every time I come, it's the first time I've been here. I had actually started my journey a while ago attempting to bike the United States and have been was very successful because I only have 6
Her and
states.
Forrest
The
Gump are
goal after
just
Mono
one
Hot
of a
Springs was
kind.
to hit 4 corners. And
Hang
I passed
on.
2.
True Crime Loser. Maybe someone we want to check out. Let's check. Hang on. I'm gonna cut her short. I'm sorry. I can't right now. Hold on.
We are not a traditional cafe. We're completely unconventional. And my Wix website really has to capture the same magic.
So hopefully survive. Once the snow was plowed like 10 feet from the road, the guy, I think he did as a missing hiker story that gripped the nation. She was missing for 24 days. During that time, there were 13 heavy snowstorms in the area that she was missing. Everybody thought she was dead. Then she was found in an unlocked cabin at a closed mountain resort where they leave the cabin unlocked for this very purpose. If someone's lost in the mountains, they can seek refuge and hopefully survive. Once the snow was plowed like 10 feet from the road, the guy, I think he owns the resort, goes in to check on the resort, sees shoes outside of the cabin, finds Tiffany Slayton. Oh my gosh, she's all right. She survived. Holy crap. And then 2 days later, after she was found safe and sound, rescued, now this is up to 2 days ago, she did a press conference. And that's where the whole thing took a turn. And I'll link the press conference. It's 43 minutes. I'll link that in the description so you can watch it. Well, I'll put in at least one clip in this episode.
Nothing's leaving my body, and it's one of the #1 killers for people. Is actually just trying to not have problems in the bathroom.
But you should watch the whole thing. So she gets rescued. She'd been missing 24 days. Crazy. Everybody's thrilled. Can't believe she made it. 2 days later, does a press conference. And I would say 80% of the comments on the various press conference videos from different channels that have been posted, I would say 80% of the comments are, this doesn't make sense. This is not believable. This is total horseshit. This feels like Sherry Papini all over again. This is not even remotely believable. There was a GoFundMe that was set up before she was found by her mother saying things like, when she's found, this will go towards hospital and recovery bills. And also, while we're here in California trying to figure out where our daughter is, we need some financial help as well. The GoFundMe made it up to $23,000. And then yesterday, so a day or two after the press conference, which left everybody with more questions than ever, yesterday, her mom made donations unavailable on the GoFundMe. So you can no longer donate money, even though she's back and is ready for the big recovery process. You can no longer donate money, but you can still leave a kind word. So this is very early on in the story. I'm not going to go in too hard on old Tiffany Slayton yet because no one knows what's happening right now, but let's go through the story and talk about things as they come up. Okay, so her parents said in an interview that they were a little bit surprised that she was going on this e-bike trip alone in the Sierra Nevada mountains, where the plan was to have her e-bike tow a little wagon stroller thing with all of her gear behind her, e-bike in the mountains to this hot springs, hang out in the hot springs for a while, and then come back. It was supposed to be a 3-day solo vacation. And when her dad said in an interview, when he was like, "Why you're going just into the mountains solo?" And she described it as, "I got to do it. It's a bucket list trip." All right. And so she sets off. And the first thing that I don't understand is she leaves on May 14th on what was supposed to be a 3-day vacation in the mountains. Her parents say they talked to her the last time on May 20th, possibly even was the 21st, but May 20th, 21st, they were in contact with her. I don't know if they through text or a call, but they said, and it's also in the GoFundMe description, that they talked to her about a week after she started. And so how did a 3-dayer turn into a week? And then communication with her parents at that point ended. And then the story goes.
So y'all aren't buying the Tiffany Slayton story. Y'all believe they're giant holes. That's True Crime Loser. He talks more about it being a hoax, the holes in the story. He feels like there's holes there. But apparently he's not the only one that feels like there's holes there. There's people all over the place, all on Reddit, saying that this may be a hoax. Why was she wearing a blanket? Look what this person says. I don't know if they're telling the truth or not, but they said, "I met her in February at a private camping area at the Santa Cruz Mountains. It was a hippie commune work exchange goat farm place. Wow. That would employ people passing through in exchange for room and board and food. And they would also rent campsites via Hip Camp. She was one of the workers. We engaged in many conversations throughout the 3 days there, and every time we concluded, there was something really off about her. She was one of those people who did everything. She was a pre-med, an Olympian, a this, a that, everything. And we kind of thought it was all BS. Even her route she was taking on her bike was a little suspect. Like she said, she had ridden her bike across the U.S., but when we asked what route, she drew a blank. Like if you rode across the country on a bike, wouldn't you know which way you went? She was very strange. She looked like she was in disguise. A good subreddit is hoaxes. I like that one. And conspiracy theories and Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a skeptic. But I searched her name and it is interesting. You know, I don't want to, because she may have been hurt. Oh God, not safe for work. What? Oh God, I got scared. Because she could have possibly been hurt. I'm like, do I know? But like, it does seem a little fish. It does seem a little fish. Let's go to North California hiking. Okay. Where's her journal? Does she journal on her phone? As for her ballerina syndrome, she says she can't keep her heels on the ground, but she wasn't on her toes when she walked up to the podium. Somebody says, somebody says, somebody says, I live in California and we haven't had 13 snowstorms this month. Her mom also set up a GoFundMe on 5/9, and they've raised $23,000. I really hope this is just isn't a scam for a GoFundMe. I think this is a ploy for notoriety. Too many inconsistencies and fantastical details. The best thing about these hoax, publicity stunt, GoFundMe grift events is how unique and varied they are. A horticulturalist dialysis tech with an e-bike ends up lost for basically no reason to tell a story about tea and leaks, all on tippy toes. In a TV deal. Yeah, they had a TV deal. Someone says they think she struggles with mental health disorders. Somebody says they need an investigative journalist. I mean, what are you going to investigate? What are you going to investigate? I think her and Gypsy would get along, though. I do. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. I just think they would get along, but like, so they can sit there and tell each other their stories all day. Not saying that, that they're not truthful people, but you know what I mean? They would be entertained by each other. I think it's her money and attention. She mentions money a lot. Something does seem out of place. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Something seems out of place, but I can't put my fingers on it yet. Something seems out of place, but I can't put my fingers on it yet. And it's not just with her, it's with her parents too. It's with the police officer too up there. It just did not seem genuine to me. Police officer sketchy. The parents sketchy. Because it's just like, why was that set up? Like, I feel like it was like a moon landing type of press conference. Like, what was that? Like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm telling you right now, I don't like it. I'm not going to call her a liar, but what the helly? Like, why are they up there looking like that? I don't get it. I don't get. It's very confusing, but like, for investigative journalists to get on that, how would you track that? How would you investigate something like that with no damn evidence, no damn trace, no damn nothing? So, welcome back, Lindsay. Welcome back. I'm here and waiting on my pizza, and also, what was I about to do? Oh yeah, we're talking about the story of the hiker with the elaborate story. Oh, that means I need to be getting going. We talked about Gypsy Rose earlier, and like the fact that, like, do we think she's a good mom? How to. You're gonna call her a liar for me? Thank you. Thank you. Because it just don't feel right. It does not feel right. Something about it feels something about it does feel disingenuine. Something about it does feel disingenuine. I'm sorry. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me for saying it. Somebody had to say it. But I am not about to try to figure out what. There's a million things that they could be doing with this. There's a million reasons. A million reasons. Why is Gypsy's picture still up here? I thought I changed it. Goodness gracious. Okay. There could be so many reasons. So I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up, beat myself raggedy, trying to figure out why this lady lied. But I have a feeling that she lied. She lied. Straight up. 100%. Well, not 100, but she lied. I don't want to be an asshole. Like I said, I don't want to be an asshole, especially when you're talking about people could have passed away and all that. Like people have told me lies that they had like terminal illnesses. People have told me lies like that. And who are you to say that somebody doesn't have something they're saying that they have? She lost 10 pounds eating leeks. If I only ate leeks for 24 days, I'd probably lose like 60. Me? I'm thicker than her. I'll probably lose like damn near 70 pounds. £10. She wasn't really that big, but like maybe she just wanted to play in the fort. I don't know. 10 pounds, yeah. 10 pounds. Which it's just shitty. Yeah, we do not. How dare we shame a survivor? But the way they just put her up there didn't look right. That's me being honest to you. Right? The smell. Stop. Y'all stop. Stop. I feel like we're what's the other lady's name that y'all wanted me to cover? What's her name? Panini Press. What's the lady's name? Because I'm gonna watch that on ID when I eat my pizza. I'm gonna watch that tonight. What's her name? Because I'm genuinely interested in that. Because I have to take this live, and I'm most definitely probably gonna cut this live in half. Ugh. Yeah, I'm getting leeks on my pizza. No, actually, I'm getting a buffalo chicken pizza. Sherry Papini, okay. I'm getting a buffalo chicken pizza. So it's like buffalo. No, it's not. I'm lying. I'm just a liar. It's just a line for no reason. Hold on. Barbecue chicken. Sherry Papini. Let me see. Hang on. RR. She has 2 R's. I'm just running it through something. Is she known? Is the lady known? Wait, hang on. I'll look her up real quick. Sherry. I think I spelled it wrong. Maybe I did spell it wrong. Yeah. What? What's so good? Barbecue chicken pizza? It's gonna be good. It's a new pizza place. I've never tried it before. And I got a Caesar salad too. So I'm gonna F that up. I'm not gonna even lie to y'all. Y'all gonna do a little bit of research with me before I get off. I'm gonna see what's hot right now. Okay, so we have Tiffany Slayton, which we just talked about her. I'm gonna compare her to Sherry Papini, Keith Papini's ex-wife. And Luigi Mangione. Okay, so it seems as if Sherry Papini is the most popular right now. Sherry Papini is the most popular. So, but on average, Luigi Mangione is more popular than all of them. Tiffany Slayton's not even registering on here. Nobody's really talking about it. And for shits and giggles, let's add in Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Let's just throw her in the mix. How about that? Okay. So Gypsy ranks like under Luigi, and right now she's at a 3. So she's ranking more than all of them. You're pumped up? But I can't talk about Gypsy. But it just seems like I was just trying to see what's polling, what's doing well right now. I told you guys I was going to do that video on Luigi Mangione. He's just been completely flat for a long time here. It's as if something happened right here. Like it was just like happening. It spiked. And then it just flatlined. I don't know. But Sherry Papini has a little bit of notoriety, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I will be in Las Vegas tomorrow. My flight is tomorrow. I go there, and then I'll be in Utah. I'll be camping. I'll be doing some cool stuff, excursioning and stuff out there. So I think it'll be fun because I've been needing a getaway, honestly, for a long time. I've been needing a getaway. You can't wait for Friday? What's Friday? What's Friday? Tell me what Friday is. I'm so excited, like, to go to Utah. What is Friday? I'm sorry. Am I tone deaf? You know? I'm sorry. I'm reading charts. I'm just being the perfect wife. You miss Utah? Yeah, Utah is such a vibe. Utah's such a vibe. It is. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. The mountains. For me, wait. Please tell me what's going on. Oh, for the live. Okay. I don't know when we're going to camp, but like, Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got you, Lindsay. I don't know when we're going to camp, but Friday, I'm sure we'll eat out somewhere. I don't know when we're going to camp, but probably when we go to camp, I'm gonna probably be streaming too. And I have the perfect, oh shit. I have the perfect tripod so I can bring you guys along. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. I can bring you guys along because I have the perfect tripod. I have the perfect the perfect tripod to bring you guys along. Oh shit. Okay. Look at this. You guys will be with me. Live from Vegas. Oh God. If I don't break it in half. Live from Vegas, live from Utah. Live in 5, doing the content creator thing. I have my actual camera, but I feel like this will be better for like mobile live streaming and stuff. So you guys be on the lookout. Make sure you have your notifications on because I might pop up at any moment. But Friday I will come live. I will come live at like some time and try to, if I'm eating or something, show you some mountains and hang out with you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Always supporting. I really appreciate you guys. Like y'all like my day one, so I really do appreciate that. Y'all have been here. Y'all have been here since. No, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell y'all a story about how like. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. And Snowmelt. Stop. No, I'm gonna be fishing. So I'll have fish to eat. Fish with a little bit of leeks and mushrooms that I pull out of the ground that I don't know if they're safe or not because I'm not a permaculturist. So I'll come back with a story. She may leave the Yellowstone, leave the Yellowstone. Got it. I don't think it's gonna be snowing. That's a good thing. But it's probably gonna be a little cool though up there. So we'll see. I do appreciate you guys. Most of you guys have been here since like maybe y'all are here in my first 500 subscribers. So for y'all to still be here, sticking around, and I'm at what am I at now? What are we at now? 3,500. So thank you guys so much. We're gonna keep on going up. I'm trying to find my way around the channel. Still a year in. Find channels that make you guys happy. Find videos that make you guys happy, and that I enjoy making. So I do truly appreciate you guys more than you know. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. You was my second. See what I'm saying? And we're just growing and growing and growing. But I always remember who was here first. Trust me. I always remember. I always do. So, let's see. I love you guys too. I do. Truthfully. Love it here. Thank you so much. I would go live every day, but it's just with me doing videos, shorts, everything. It's just not feasible right now for me, but I would. But I'm more of a video creator. I know I like live streaming, but I'm more of a video creator. I like live streaming though. I do enjoy doing it, but I'm trying to give a mix of everything. I want short videos. I want long videos. I want live streams. I want everything to have a place. You know what I mean? So hope you guys have a great rest of your night, though. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. And I will see you soon. Bye. Lots of love. Lots of love.